team that be bringing them life.
Welcome to the Blessed Beat Show. My name is Memphis 10, Saturday Sit Down, end of 2017. And I got the exclusive I've been waiting on since 2012. Dr. Umar Johnson in the building. What's happening, bro?
Peace and love, black family. Shout out to Houston. Glad to be back in the city.
Yeah, man. All right, so I've been talking about this interview, talking about you for a while.
Yes, sir.
For a long while. All right, before I even get into why you are here, for those who watching on 937thebeathouston.com,
yes, sir.
Those that might be watching on YouTube that don't know who you are.
Yes, sir.
Explain who you are to the people.
Definitely. Dr. Umar Johnson is a doctor of clinical psychology, certified school psychologist, certified school principal, relative to the late, great Frederick Douglass, former Minister of Education to Marcus Garvey's Universal Negro Improvement Association, author of the book Psychoacademic Holocaust, the Special Education and ADHD Wars Against Black Boys, and founder of the National Independent Black Parent Association.
Now his black power is coming off of you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so what brings you to H-Town? Speaking, I know.
Yes, sir. Every Kwanzaa, I do a tour to raise consciousness and spread information.
Yeah.
The information that I have, my expertise in school psychology is directly related to special education because it is the school psychologist that does the testing, the psychological evaluation that qualifies you for special education. So if you are a special ed student in the United States of America, because special ed is a federal law, so it's everywhere.
Right.
If you're in special ed, a school psychologist puts you there. So we're called the gatekeepers of special ed because we decide who goes in, who goes out.
How do y'all decide? Well, how?
IQ tests, achievement tests, visual motor assessment, psychological assessment, adaptive behavior measure, parent interview, teacher interview, classroom observation, review of the record. We put all that together, and we decide whether or not we think. Now, here's what I need you to get. Notice what I said. We decide whether we think that kid has a reading disability. Whether we think he has ADHD.
So if he's slower, if he's just slow, if I'm just slower than you, somebody can say, Memphis, he needs to be.
Exactly. And that's why black boys are over-identified for special ed because the determination is very subjective, my brother. And less than 1% of all school psychologists are black. So 99% of the people putting our kids in special ed don't look like them, don't understand them. And that's why I'm in Houston. To wake the people up.
Speaking at the Shrine
of the Black Madonna. Speak at 5, doors open at 3. But from 12 until 5, when my lecture begins, there is a free community university at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. There's going to be different seminars, speakers from Houston dealing with agriculture, economics, investment, romance, spirituality, diet and health, police genocide, community organizing, and there's a free black vendor market. They set up now. We got food, we got clothes, we got shea butter, we got incense, we got cell phone cases. I'm there with my book that every parent needs to buy. But I want all of Black Houston, parents and regular members of the community, to come out today at 5 o'clock. And why? Because you're going to learn how to keep your child out of special ed. You're going to learn why you don't need to be giving your son Ritalin, Adderall, Concerta, Metadate, Cyclert, Risperdal, Depakote, Prozac, Paxil.
Let me ask you this. Growing up, I don't know how old you are. Growing up, for me, I remember a time when we saw the slower kids, right? I think the thing was Down syndrome or something.
Down syndrome.
And now it seems like the big thing is, like you said, the ADD and autism is big now.
Yes.
Why do you think it kind of
mushroomed?
Okay,
let's deal with them. Let's deal with ADHD. ADD. Attention Deficit Disorder, comes to us in 1980, the same year that the CIA started mass incarcerating black males. They started locking up men for selling dope while they were giving dope to our boys in school. ADD becomes ADHD in 1987. In 80, it was only ADD. It became ADHD in 87. And guess why?
Why?
There's no drug that can make your son pay attention. So simply diagnosing a black boy with attention deficit disorder did not result in a prescription. The drug companies were losing money. Wall Street wasn't getting paid. So they forced the American Psychiatric Association to add the H, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Now everybody could get doped up.
When you say hyper, that just means I can't sit still.
Look at the criteria. I'll give them to you now.
Go ahead.
Loses things necessary to get his work done.
Okay.
Acts like he's driven by a hand or motor. Taps with his hands or feet. blurts out answers, has difficulty sustaining attention, loses things necessary to get his work done, has trouble playing quietly. First of all, what child plays quietly? Nobody. Second of all, do you know what I just described to you? I didn't describe to you a mental disorder. I described to you a normal black boy. Right. Which leads me to my next point. Right. 97% of American teachers are women. 93% of that 97% are middle-class white women. The black boy doesn't have a problem learning. Right. He has a problem being mistreated by people who don't understand him.
I always said that ADHD thing was
a hustle.
If you could sit there and play video games, you could sit there and play Madden for an hour, you can sit still. You know what I mean?
So do you know what you're saying? You're telling me that ADHD don't exist and that what they call ADHD is nothing more than the manifestation of a kid who is bored or a teacher who can't maintain his attention. Wow. Because child will attend to anything they want to attend. Like you just said, he'll be on a video game for 12 hours. Right. That's not ADHD. Right. The problem is the classroom is bored, the teacher is underpaid, the school is underfunded, and the curriculum is garbage. Fix the system. Stop blaming the child.
What drives you, man? What overall drives you? When you wake up in the morning, I got to get after it. I got to make people aware. What drives Dr. Umar Johnson?
God put us here to manifest God consciousness on the earth plane. Okay. And because we all gonna die, we only get a century, give or take a decade. You get 100 years max to make something happen here. And because I know that my mortality is inevitable, I have to do all I can to leave the world a better place than it was the way that I found it. Because the only thing that live after you gone is your deeds. That's it. Yeah. And so I'm trying to do as much as I can for our people to leave that legacy, because when I look at my heroes, the Nat Turners and Marcus Garveys and Malcolm and Megas and Fred Hamptons of the world, they had done so much more at this point in their life. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm running late because I ain't got my school up and running yet. Wow. You know, I'm working on that Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. In fact, I'm going to be looking at some schools in Houston.
Very nice.
So the first Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy might be in Houston. And what's going to make us different? We ain't preparing black boys just to go to college. Okay. That's not no success. Okay. There's 2 million black people in America with master's and doctorate degrees, unemployed, underemployed. We don't need to be making college attendees. We need to be building entrepreneurs, black men who can make their own money.
What kind of pushback you get? Because what you saying,
none of it is direct. Nobody challenged me directly because I eat them up for breakfast. No white scholar will dare debate me. No black scholar will dare debate me on these issues because they know I'm 100% accurate. So the pushback is never direct. I want to challenge you. I've never got that. I'll never get it because I eat them for lunch, black or white. So the pushback is indirect. A negative article here, a negative video here. You understand? Yeah. That's how they tear me down. For example, I got a phone call from the Philadelphia Inquirer yesterday. Sister said, we want to do a story on you. Okay. No, thank you. Because white media will never promote black power. If I need to get my message out to my community, I'll come to a show like this, a black show that's going to let the people know what I'm saying from my own mouth, not misinterpreted by someone who has an agenda that's not in the best interest of the black community.
What about from my wealthy black leaders? How come they're not like, you know what? He on some game. He's trying to start
they all
schools.
In my phone, brother. I can throw some names out right now, but I'm not going to throw them out.
No, don't do it. Yeah.
They support me.
Okay.
They watch my work.
Yeah.
They love me, but they ain't got the courage to stand next to me.
That's what it is. You think they're handcuffed or pigeonholed?
Oh, without question.
Yo, if I jump,
you got to remember that.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm a multi-million-dollar athlete.
Okay.
I'm a multi-platinum selling artist.
Yeah.
What do both of them have in common? They both have made their success through a white platform.
Yeah.
So even though you're worth this money, your lawyer white, your publicist white, your accountant white, your agent white, and you're going to write $100,000 check for Dr. Umar's Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy for black boys.
They're afraid of losing their bottom line.
They are afraid of losing their bottom line, or in the case of a retired celebrity, whose money can't be stripped, they're afraid of being framed and set up like a Bill Cosby or a Tavis, or they're afraid of losing their relationships with white people.
Can you respect that?
No, I cannot.
Okay.
Because we are at war. The only thing worse than what we're going through now is slavery. I don't think it was this bad in the 60s, brother. In the 60s, if a police officer killed a black person,
you better talk.
You had to hear from us.
Yeah.
Now, if a police officer killed a black person, you might get a one-day riot and emotional temper tantrum, but there's no follow-up. Yeah. See, there's riots, there's revolts, there's revolutions. The riot is a temper tantrum. Yeah. The revolt is a sustained reaction systematically to oppression. And a revolution is a total tear down and building back up. We've never got to revolts. We've never got the revolution. We still stuck on riots, emotional temper tantrums.
That's deep, dog. So why as a people that we won't stand up against some of this stuff as a people.
After they killed Dr. King.
Yeah.
April 4th, 68. And we'll be celebrating 50 years of his assassination, April 4th, 2018.
Absolutely.
50 years.
Absolutely, yeah.
No replacement.
Okay.
We've had no replacement for Dr. King. No leader you name has given us a substantial, progressive, protracted, sustained movement for systematic change.
Why?
Because they don't want to end up like Dr. King. In other words, if you want to save black people, you got to be willing to give your own life.
I'm gonna switch gears. When you just said that, what do you feel about the Kaepernick thing? Because he's giving up his finances.
Oh, yes.
He's giving up his family
He's
name.
a hero of mine.
Okay.
And he's going down in history for what he did. And I commend
Absolutely.
him, brother. But what hurt my heart
is
when I saw so many of his athletes not staying with him. When I heard Shaquille O'Neal and Deion Sanders, people who I used to like, sit there and say, well, he was wrong. And he should have never done this, and he should have never done that. So you will defend the United States flag, a flag that has never defended us, but you won't speak up against police genocide. Why? Because you're comfortable. They make our athletes and celebrities comfortable. That's one of the biggest changes between today and the 60s. Back in the 60s, you could be the heavyweight champion of the world, and you live right next door to a brother and sister who barely making ends meet. There was no separation of privilege in the community in the 60s. So we had to fight. In the 60s, the dentist lay right next door to a woman on welfare. You see that? In the 60s, a world championship Olympic runner lay right next door to a brother working a 9 to 5. No division of privilege. Now you got division of privilege. You got billionaire blacks, millionaire blacks, college educated blacks. In other words, white supremacy has created a system where some black people feel they got more to lose than others.
Because they made it?
Because they made it, and so they choose to stay on the sideline. So see, for me, since I was a child, I dedicated my life to the freedom struggle. So even when I got my 3 masters, my 2 bachelors, my 3 certifications, and my doctorate, I never sold out because I never got those degrees that try to run away from my community. What does the average middle-class person do when they get educated? They move to the suburb. How are you going to build black power without a black power base? You got to have population power in order to have political power.
One of my good friends, professional football player, I've heard him say this over and over. I don't know how I feel about him saying it. What do you feel about the phrase, give back, but don't go back?
That's totally incorrect. And I'm going to tell you why. Giving back, may provide some financial resources. But going back provides an intangible psychological stimulation and motivation for the children to want to do better. Your presence is infinitely more important than your profit. And then we turn around and blame the hip hop artists for being bad role models. Lil Wayne ain't supposed to be a role model. Jeezy ain't supposed to be a role model.
Not at all.
The reason why they're role models is because the real role models turn their backs on little black boys. See, 50 years ago, the dentist lived on the block. 60 years ago, the doctor lived on the block. The engineer lived on the block. The electrician lived on the block. Now they move out and they get mad at the rappers. The only reason why Lil Wayne is a role model is because the doctor, lawyer, dentist, and engineer ran to a white suburb and probably married a white woman.
I saw a video on that. Talk briefly about that. And then I'm gonna get into what I'm gonna get into.
No problem.
But talk briefly about the black man and the white woman. Go ahead. Historically,
black men were not allowed to marry white women until the Loving versus Virginia United States Supreme Court case in the 60s. You could not marry them. So since that case was overturned, 67, 68, right around there, black men have married out their race more than all other men in America put together. Are you going to tell me it's a pure coincidence that the black man is absolutely in love with marrying his oppressor's daughter, and that doesn't have anything to do with the psychological residuals of slavery?
I'm going to give it to you on the flip side.
Go ahead.
Do you think it's a lot of the black man saying, I got to go have that white woman? Or some of these white women out here looking at, that's a god right there. I want that.
It's threefold. Number one, it's about a black man being an economic stimulus package to the white woman. Most black men marry down in class when they marry these white women. You can't find a rich white woman who ever married a broke-ass black man.
Boy.
Show me one rich white woman who has ever married a broke-ass black man. So this ain't about love. This is about agenda. That's number one. Number two, the black man wants the white woman to provide him with a degree of psychological validation. Only a low self-esteem having ass Negro would marry a white female in the first place, because you feel that if I can get the white man's woman, then maybe that makes me feel a little bit more equal to the white man. And then thirdly, you're absolutely right. We're the gods. We are the first man. So naturally, white women are going to be attracted to us because we are the original man. Everyone is attracted to melanin. It is liquid gold. But you have to love your liquid gold enough to say that y'all have misogynized us enough. Y'all have blended us and crossbred us enough. And I'm not going to continue to perpetuate that evil. This melanin is going to go into another melanin. We trying to make black blacker, not black whiter.
I saw you on a YouTube interview. I want to say it was TV1, Roland Martin.
Yes, sir.
Million views.
Yes, sir.
Fire. 15 minutes, fire. Right? They tried to come in.
They tried to come in. And I get that all the time, brother. You see how we having this positive conversation?
Yeah.
This is rare, brother. Normally when I do a radio interview, I got to put my boxing gloves on because I know they're going to try me. Rarely do I get this positive, uplifting, what do we need to do in our community conversation? Yeah. Every time I come, it's like, who can get him? Because nobody has got me yet.
Well, okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, so TV1, I'm not going to say the name of the radio company,
yes,
but that's our competition,
yes, sir.
Right? That's supposed to be like the black platform, right? That's supposed to be, why would they try to set you up? These are the melanies. They look like me and you.
But you're missing something.
Well, go ahead.
Even within the black community, there is a class struggle. There is the black bourgeoisie versus the rest of us. You see?
Yeah.
And these black media networks, they can still be bougie.
Okay.
Black politicians bougie.
Yeah.
Black preachers bougie. They look like us,
yeah,
but they are not of us.
Okay, so I'm going to throw a word out to you, and I want you
to... It
is
complexion plus consciousness.
You use the word coon on the show, and Roland went in like, no, we can't even say it. We can say it right here. What is that? My man laughing. What is that?
Okay.
And what makes people do that?
Got you.
Go.
There's the coon,
yeah,
and there's the Negro.
Okay.
The difference between the coon and the Negro don't know no better. He's worshiping white folks because he don't know no better.
Okay.
He's worshiping a white Jesus because he don't know better.
Yeah.
The Negro suffers from ignorance.
Okay.
The coon knows better, but voluntarily chooses to identify with the power structure to the detriment of his own people because there's something in it for him. The coon is willing to sacrifice the best interests of his own community for his personal agenda. The coon knows better. He chooses to act like that. The Negro don't have a choice.
Can you respect the Negro?
Yes, because he don't know no better. And I have to blame myself for the Negro even existing.
Right.
Because if we properly raised our children, there would be no Negroes. You would still have some coons.
Right.
But there would be no Negroes. In fact, coon is the new black. Because we have reinvented black America to the point that selling out to your people, you're now considered to be a success. Barack Obama changed the game. He's the first black man in American history who's considered a hero and done absolutely nothing for his people.
I saw you said
Checkmate.
That. Yeah. I saw you said that. And I promise I'm going to get to my question.
No, you good.
But why'd you say? Why do you feel like he's done nothing? I mean, because I'm sure everybody in this room got their own opinion of him, right?
No. Forget opinions. I want to deal with facts.
There you go.
First lay the fact, then give the opinion.
Okay.
Barack Obama passed laws that were specific for LGBT. They weren't for America. They were just for LGBT. I'm not gay, so those laws were not for me.
Not for you.
He passed laws specifically for immigrants. I'm not an immigrant. Those laws was not. He passed laws specifically for women. I'm not a woman. You understand me? So why is it he can do laws just for gays? He can do laws just for immigrants. He can do laws just for women, but when it comes to black people, he can't single us out, but he can single everybody else out.
Speaking of singling out, when I want to say it was Eric Garner, and I think his daughter
just passed. Rest in peace.
Today. When that went down, or Trayvon went down, right? Could he have passed something? Could he have done something more than he? I mean, he was just like, yo, this is an incident. That's an incident. It's both unfortunate. Could he have said, you know what? I'm charging this is on me. I'm passing a law. Could he have done something about the injustices that we go through?
Let me tell you the one thing I needed Barack Obama to do.
Okay.
Order a United States Department of Justice national investigation into the systematic killing of unarmed, defenseless black people. Do you follow me?
Yes, go ahead.
That he never ordered the Justice Department to do a systematic investigation.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Now, check. It wouldn't have hurt him. You want to know why? Because that investigation would still be going on. That'd take a couple years.
Of course.
That wouldn't have finished. So that's something you could have started and not have been around and have to deal with the backlash.
But he didn't do anything.
He didn't do nothing. And you know why? Because black people have always been comfortable with symbolic tokens of progress instead of actual substantive progress.
Symbolic.
In other words, a black face in a high place has always been enough for us.
Just be black, bro.
Just be black.
You know, it's funny because I asked my grandma, I was like, yo, who you voting for? I'm voting for Obama.
And
Grandma, why? Because he black.
And let me clarify.
I'm sure. I mean, a lot of people is the same way. But go ahead.
We got to get over that.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Since they killed Dr. King, we have seen 1,000% increase in the amount of black elected officials in America. And guess what? There is an inverse relationship between how many black people get elected and the condition of the black community getting worse. Why is it the more black politicians we get, the worse off we become? And I'll tell you why. 99% of all black politicians are elected on white campaign money. So let's say you want to run for mayor of Houston. You mean well, but your community don't want to give you the money that you need to beat the incumbent. So you got to go begging to the Democratic Party, begging to Walmart, begging to the banks, and before you know it, you done sold your whole soul.
Now I have to do what they say.
Thank you. There is no black power without black finance. The most important thing you do in an election is not vote. The most important thing you do in an election is finance the candidate.
Wow.
Why do you think the white man loves to go around talking about, I want to make the world safe for democracy? He's always in Africa. I want to make the world safe for democracy. You want to know why? Because he knows in a democracy, whoever gets the most money spent on their campaign will win 95% of the time. So if you have more money to spend than any African candidate, all I got to do is shower my candidate with enough money. 9 times out of 10, he's guaranteed to take that office. Africa don't need democracy. Africa needs development. Black America don't need democracy. Black America need opportunity.
Very true. All right. Question I definitely wanted to ask you. I saw you post something. I don't know if it was you. I'm hearing you be suspended off of stuff, so I don't even know if it was you for real. But you posted and you was like, man, this might be my last time doing it. Like,
yeah. The State Board of Psychology of Pennsylvania.
Before you even say that, I want to say.
Yes, sir.
They're attacking you on your credentials.
Yes.
I don't care about your credentials, right?
Gotcha. But I want y'all to care about them because I work hard to get them.
I feel you. This is, okay, so I was reading and I saw some comments and somebody, I don't know who it was, but made a comment and said, when a white person of high education has all of these degrees, nobody questions that, but they're attacking you.
Mm-hmm. And the reason they question it, we're not used to seeing a black man be this unapologetically African with my type of traditional European university background.
Right.
I went to 3 white universities, Millersville University, Lehigh University, Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. Say that again.
Why?
Well, I wanted to be a psychologist.
Okay.
The principalship was kind of like a little detour, that I took. Okay. And a lot of them degrees were just accidental on the way to the doctorate. There you go. You follow?
Yeah.
But I'm probably the most outspoken black man in black intelligentsia.
Okay.
And people have a hard time harmonizing that with the fact that he got 6 degrees.
Yeah.
Black men don't talk like this when they got them type of credentials. They normally somewhere cooning. You understand?
Yeah,
so the truth of my message makes people question its authenticity of the credentials. Wow. So now the State Board of Psychology, I have to report to them on January the 8th. They want to strip me of my school psychology credential because they claim that what I'm teaching to my community is not.
Can they do that?
White man can do anything because he's in charge.
Okay. He created this. He can. Okay.
He went into Libya and killed Gaddafi. There's no laws that allow him to do that. He got the power to do it. And that's what I want black people to understand. It ain't about voting. It ain't about praying. It ain't about marching. It's about power. It ain't about a black face. It's about black power. I don't need a black mayor, a black governor, a black president. I want black power. I'll put a white man in office. If I could strike a deal with him to get done what we need to do.
Right.
You don't fall in love with politicians.
Okay.
You get politicians to fall in love with you.
Get the work done.
Get the work done.
So they coming for you.
5,000 blacks in Houston, well organized, can change this city in 60 days. America can't stand black power. America has never been able to stand up to black power. That's why they invented COINTELPRO, and now they have the Black Identity Extremism Task Force, which means they coming back at us again now because the original terrorist has always been an unapologetically African black male.
I gotta dive into this right here.
Go ahead.
You stand strong on black power, black pride, black excellence. Bro, I got on the YouTube today. I got on the YouTube today. And you was going in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'm sure the brother you was going in about gonna see this interview and call me too, and that's fine.
Okay.
But I'm giving you the platform on Blessed Beats, on 937 The Beat.
Yes, sir.
And I want you to talk about why somebody else that is playing in the same field or trying to be or whatever as you are attacking? Like, why are we?
Okay.
Why are we going at it?
First of all, we got to understand something.
And if you want to say his name, you say his name.
I ain't gonna say his name. He's not that important.
Okay.
But here's the thing: all revolutionaries are not created equal. All revolutionaries are not created equal. And unfortunately, in the world of social network, we do a horrible job of differentiating between who's sincere and real and who's simply pimping the struggle for personal profit. Wow. That brother, he's simply pimping the struggle for personal profit. And the only reason why I had an issue with him is because he spoke my name in a negative vein. One thing about Dr. Umar Johnson, I don't speak on nobody, bro, not publicly. Right. Now, if me and you have a private conversation, I'll tell you he's a hustler, he's a pimp, he don't care about black folks, he used white people to make all his documentaries, but he want to talk about white supremacy. He's a fraud. I will tell you that privately. I'm not going to say that publicly because I'm not motivated to do any other black man in, even if he is a coon. You understand me? But when you speak out on me publicly, when I've helped you build your platform, nobody would even know you if I didn't grace those documentaries. You owe me enough respect to just shut up and sit down. But since you want to step in my lane, I'm a King Kong consciousness your ass.
But why would he want to step in your lane though?
Because of ego. You know what our biggest problem is? The black man's ego. Everybody wants to be the HNIC, and that is a disease because a black man will destroy another black man if his star shines brighter than his star. And when it comes to black consciousness, ain't no star stronger than mine. He knows that. Everybody else knows that. So whenever you get a chance, you want to take a shot at Dr. Umar because he the front runner right now. And you know what I say to that? You can't hate the throne away. You can't steal the throne. You want the belt, come take it.
Two things, and we got 3 minutes.
Punk ass mother.
We'll put the beeps on that. No matter of fact, one thing. Shrine of the Black Madonna today.
Yes, sir.
You talked about the education.
Lecture.
Right. Do me a favor. I want you to end the Blessed Beast show. I want you to look right in the camera.
Yes.
Talk to your people. Whatever you feel on your heart that you want to say.
To black people, I would want to say 3 things. Number 1, black parents. You have to stop serving our children up to the school to prison pipeline. If your child is in the 4th grade or younger, never get them evaluated for special ed unless you believe something is wrong with them. A 1st grader has no business being diagnosed with a reading disability. A 2nd grader has no business being diagnosed as ADHD. Learn your rights. And I hope you come out today because I'm going to teach you your rights. You will know exactly what to do whenever you walk inside of a school. Number 2, black men. We got to honor black women. I don't care what you think about them. I don't care how ratchet you may claim they are still your sisters, and they are your mothers. That is the womb that brought you forth, and no nation can rise higher than the respect it gives its women. And parents, we have to make our children read more. Our children's working vocabulary is absolutely horrible. We're spending money on video games, TVs, internet, tablets, sports. What about the books? How many of y'all bought books for Christmas? How many of y'all bought dictionaries for Christmas? How many of y'all bought encyclopedias for Christmas? And the last thing that I would say, all this information we got going around in the conscious community, it means nothing if we don't organize. Information won't save us. Organization does. As Marcus Garvey said, the greatest weapon used against the Negro is disorganization. As Kwame Ture Stokely Carmichael said, if you organize a little, you get a little done. If you organize some, you get some done. If you don't organize at all, you don't get nothing done. I'm the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Johnson, drUmarJohnson.com. Get at your brother.
Bars. Hey, real quick, and I got to do this because I know it's going to be a lot of people that definitely support you. Somebody wants to support the cause because I know, like you said, you're not going beg for the money from.
No. Independence.
How we supporting you? How we
Independence. If anyone wants to donate to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, write a check on money order payable to FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 6872, Philadelphia, PA 19132. And to that note, we're very close to a school. Okay. Again, I'm looking at some here. Yeah. I got 1 or 2 lined up in Detroit, 1 in Chicago, 1 in Atlanta. Yeah. And I got to go see 1 in South Carolina. Okay. So God willing, by the end of January, we will have a school. And if anybody wants to work at the school, send me your resume. FDMG resumes@gmail.com. But you cannot work for me if you sexually confused or dating an alien. Black power.
And while we viral right now, if y'all want to send some money to Blessed Beast, Dr. Umar Johnson, I appreciate you coming through here, man.
Thank you, my brother. All love.
God bless the Beast. We out of here. Beast, we out of here.
Jehovah's passion for life. We just supported his team that be bringing them.